What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And this is Not Another Damn Podcast. Presented by Damn Cells. 124. That's right. Yeah. Episode 124.
124.
Let's do it, yeah. Got to shout out the lovely jazz creator of Jade Sculpt.
Hey, girl.
It's the first fitness belt that covers your entire midsection, ladies. Of course, provides 100% comfort during your workout. Shout out Vanessa Simmons. She's rocking the Jade Sculpt. She's a Jade Sculpt babe. Yeah.
Nice.
And if you see her Instagram, body is on point. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta get the snap back, after you have your kids. I still gotta get my J-Sky. I know I've been bullshitting around, but I'm gonna get mine, and I need to first I need to get back right, because after the accident, I'm still having some lingering pains, I just say, and I'll leave it at that. I'm still having some lingering stuff, but your girl is still here in one piece, so yeah.
Seems like a lot happened this week, but I don't remember any of it. So you can start this off, because I'm drawing a blank. So I know I talked a lot about a lot of shit that happened. I just don't remember none of it. Stuff starts running together to me after a while.
Well, we're like in preseason. If we want to start early,
I was gonna save that till next week, but you can talk about it if you want. I guess
just a little bit,
because the regular season it'll be like 2 days before the regular season kicks off next week. So I want to do a full NBA preview, but if you won't, go ahead. If you want to talk,
open up my door about it. Yeah. The Bullies, they looking like they got some potential. I'm just real quick. I know you guys like this isn't a sports podcast.
Well, I wanted to wait till next week,
but just
so that way
quick,
give them the heads up. Like there's going to be an NBA. So now I'm giving you. It's probably going unless some major shit happens. It's probably going to be an NBA heavy episode next week. Could be right before the season starts.
But I mean, I like what the Bullies have going on. They have some good potential. They have it. I still don't think that they might be, peeking into the playoffs. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year, but I think that they might be.
Unless somebody really falls off, the playoffs are probably set.
Right.
Already. Mm-hmm. It'd be most of the teams from last year, and then the teams peek in. There's like Miami might be hanging around because they got Butler now. It's going to be like teams like that.
The Nets.
Nets, they made it last year.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they did make it because they had, okay. Mm-hmm. Russell was there last year.
And D'Lo, they were decent last year.
Mm-hmm. But, so they were looking pretty good, though. I say they were. And the offense was looking pretty good. They was moving the ball. And I was pleased as a Bulls fan. So I think I actually am going to spend some money to go see them this year.
Still don't know yet.
I think I am.
I gotta see how the preseason don't mean shit. I gotta see how they look
right.
The season. Well, see they getting some of my money.
I get it. Because the bums last year.
They probably looked decent in preseason last year, but yeah, they were horrible.
But that's what I got. It's my open. So that's it for my basketball talk. I'm not going to do too much, like I said, about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd rather wait because the regular season kicks off in like 9 days, so it'll be like 2 days. Mm-hmm. So it'll be about to kick off literally when we do this episode next week. Yeah. And we can break down, if not all 30, but just the important teams. Like I'm not talking about the fucking Charlotte Hornets, for example. If we just talk about the teams that matter. Something, sorry, Mike. Yeah, I like Jays, but your team is trash.
I can't. I just can't with that.
You're not even wearing J's today, so I can bury Mike. Hey, your team's trash, Mike.
Well, we're getting ready for like the fall activities, so just be mindful about keeping yourself safe, being mindful of surroundings and things, because wasn't something surrounding the Joker movie, wasn't people acting a fool or something? I think the Joker stuff.
Did they? I know that was the #1 movie. What happened? I didn't hear that story.
Because I don't get the whole story, but I think that people were saying something happened somewhere. Somebody was doing something. Because like I saw a report that they were saying that women could no longer carry like purses bigger than this. Like it was at one of the theaters.
Oh, you had a Joker mask in there? What?
I don't know.
What's the story?
I don't know what it even was, but they were saying that you can't carry a purse larger than so many inches across and so many inches high. And it was a theater that's in this area. And then people, like, they didn't go into detail because I saw somebody comment, like, well, I'm still gonna, and they was like, talking about like the Joker, something about the Joker, but nobody went into detail, so I couldn't find anything, so I thought that maybe you had heard something about it.
Not until this very second.
Right, so like, I didn't know, story. So I was just like, okay.
So it must not really be a thing. It might have been isolated, or
right?
Like small and shit.
Probably was an isolated incident, but I think I do want to see the Joker movie because I heard good things about it, so I think I want to see it. Didn't the BET Awards happen?
BET Hip Hop Awards,
which I didn't know about.
Yeah, I had a full rundown of that show, but
I didn't know about it because like when I saw people commenting like, yeah, the BET Hip Hop Awards, I was like, that was on. It's like, okay. It's like, I guess I'm just getting older because I mean I totally missed the whole mark about that, but I think that Lil' Kim get the Icon Award. I think
I'm pulling up the list now. It's called I Am Hip Hop, so that is like their Icon Award, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the Lifetime Achievement Award. They call it I Am Hip Hop. Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out The Baby won Best New Hip Hop Artist. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z Hustler of the Year, whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means.
DJ Khaled Producer of the Year. Okay. Cardi got Video of the Year for was it Money? I don't even need it. Money. I don't even need it. Money. Huh? Yeah, chill. There's some good stuff, yeah. I'm trying to find the whole list. Oh, shout out, of course, Lil Nas X for Best Collabo and Best Single of the Year. Because collabo with Billy Ray and then the same song, one single of the year. So dominated.
So is he officially having like the best year ever?
Him, Megan Thee Stallion, and The Baby probably had the biggest 2019 for like hip hop artists. So new artists at least.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And Megan, shout out, she won Mixtape of the Year. So
oh, cool.
There it is. So all of them actually won something. 3 I just named. Yeah.
Right.
See, I know my shit. Shout out Mustard, DJ of the Year. He beat me by like 1 or 2 votes. And I wasn't even nominated.
Yeah.
Shout out DJ Envy of the Breakfast Club, who was nominated in that category. He didn't win though, but Mustard won.
But yeah.
Ciphers. I checked out a little bit of the ciphers. Iman Shumpert had one, and Shump ain't bad.
It was decent?
Shump, he was decent, yeah. Yeah, I checked out a little bit of the side. I didn't watch the whole show because I was teaching class tonight, but I looked at highlights. And yeah, Shump did his thing. So I was like, okay, Shump got bars. Who knew?
That's what I miss most.
Everybody looks forward to the BET Award. The Cyphers is usually what everybody's waiting for. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't even care about the rest of the shows. No. Like, who's on the Cypher?
Right, because the Cypher is like, it feels like the whole 8 Mile type shit. You know, you'd be like, yeah, people get their bars going. And yeah, I like Cypher.
That was the talk of last year's Cypher. You mentioned 8 Miles with Eminem.
When Eminem did his, yeah.
So, I have to check out the whole show. That's why I'm kind of, right now, I'm not saying a lot because, like I said, I only saw bits and pieces. I'm gonna sit down and watch. BET airs those shows 75 times.
They
so
do.
I'm sure I'll sit down and watch the whole thing when the time is right.
They do. They air it over and over and over again, and you're just like, oh, okay.
You want to talk about Rihanna?
What happened with
the
Rihanna?
Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, yes. Ooh.
Riri took a knee. Because she said that she's not. She's got invited to perform, but she's not because of Cap.
Yeah, she said I stand with Cap.
Mm-hmm. Said I couldn't be a sellout.
Ooh,
was that a shot at Jay? No, I'm throwing gasoline on this shit now.
You stirring that pot now, ain't you?
She's part of the Rock Nation family, ain't she? Or she's affiliated with them.
She's affiliated.
I know her and Jay. I forgot what the connection.
Good girl's gone bad.
I don't think she's on Rock Nation, but she's connected with Rock Nation somehow. I just don't remember right now. It was my hip hop past. I don't remember how she's connected right now.
She was a protege of Jay-Z. She was a protege.
They're still affiliated somehow, though.
So, yeah.
Because she sat down with Vogue magazine and talked all about, I'm not doing that shit. Said, like, I ain't no sellout,
Because Jennifer Lopez and Shakira are performing.
Confirmed.
Yes.
which Uncle Luke was not too happy about that. He's like, it's must in Miami. You don't have no Miami artists. Like, you know, Uncle Luke, very outspoken. It's been outspoken for 30 plus years. Like, shout out to 2 Live Crew. Those of us that were around back then remember Uncle Luke ain't want to keep his mouth shut. Yeah. So he talks shit about Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez just can't stay out of trouble. People hated on her at the Motown fucking reunion show. Now they hate her at the Super Bowl. It's like,
which I think that for what it was worth, and like I said about the whole Motown thing, for what it was worth, I think that Jennifer did a good job. It was a little bit Las Vegas show, you know, but it's like Jennifer's a performer. She's an excellent dancer, so she relied heavily on what she knows best, and that's dance. So she.
Here's the thing about that whole thing with a lot of the hoteps. Like, I'm about to put them in their place right now. Hoteps going hotep. Yeah, we're mad about that. It's like, how you gonna have non-black artists like in Motown was the blackest label. But if you know anything about Berry Gordy and Motown, he intentionally crossed over. He's like, these songs are for everybody. That was what Barry's goal was, to take our sound and like bring it to the whole world and
transcend the race, because we all know
it was all about
like
it wasn't about race.
Like he said in the 5 Heartbeats, like what's his name, JT was saying, he was like, they change our sound. He said they want to change us. He said, but the people who are making all the money are the white guys who sound black. Mm-hmm. When the white guys sing like us, they become popular. Yeah. And that's real. Like, I'm not being funny.
Look at the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. Like, Rolling Stones recorded, and the Beatles, they recorded in Chicago at Chess, I want to say. I think they both came to Chicago. 2 English groups. Yeah. White English groups came to Chicago and recorded. Yeah. I know the Stones did. I believe that the Beatles, they both came here and recorded at Chess. Mm-hmm. I think they stopped through Hitsville. I think the Beatles stopped through Hitsville at one point too. So, yeah. So Barry was all about the crossing over.
Yeah, and if you look at just like people like Michael Jackson, like look at his career, like he totally went across the board. Like when you listen to his
Thriller was like when he really started.
When he really opened, because like Off the Wall was soulful. Off the Wall was a soulful album.
And the Jackson
and with his
stuff,
brothers and stuff,
like those more soul,
Blame on the boogie,
R&B, like more like
feel good
funk,
feel good funk kind of stuff,
funk,
like
soul,
that.
R&B sound, and then comes Thriller. That changed the world.
Thriller wasn't like, where do you place Thriller? Like, it wasn't R&B, it wasn't pop, it wasn't.
If you look at that award show, it was every one of those.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't one thing.
The Grammys and the AMAs, like he won best pop artist, best R&B artist. Like he grabbed every genre. Like the album, Cover Bomb was mad. Our mom. How can that album be everything? I say, have you listened to it? It's like it does cross over to all of those.
It's not one thing.
It's like, it is an R&B album. It is a pop album.
Like Lady of My Life, straight R&B crooner song.
But beat it at Eddie fucking Van Halen on the guitars. Van Halen is one of the biggest like rock groups of all time, and that's Eddie Van Halen on that guitar riff on Beat It. Yeah, and that was the height of Van Halen's popularity. It was the 80s.
He hits the high one at the end. Yeah, and then Billie Jean was like the funk. Yeah, so it's like it's not one category.
And I know we going all over the place with the Jennifer Lopez. So how do we get here? Jennifer Lopez, Super Bowl, Motown. I brought that. I was like, how do we get here?
Go back. But Rihanna, okay. So back with Rihanna, she said that, no, I'm not going to do it. So, and Rihanna is a big artist, and her being on the Super Bowl would have been a draw for audiences, and but if she feels that, it's the reason why you have a voice. If you feel like you're against something, stand up for yourself. And she's standing up for herself. Rihanna has not been one to shy away from speaking her mind. That's just not in her nature. Like, if you come from Rihanna, she's going to come back for you. And she's going to come back strong and be unapologetic about what she feels. So, big up to her for standing her place, like standing her ground. She really, is wanting to stand by Cap, and is,
I'm trying to find Cap's letter because he put one out there too.
What is,
because his people talked about all of the bullshit that has been out there for the last 2 years. there's a lot of false narratives about Colin Kaepernick. That was
that's what I don't like that.
He'll say, well, you can't say that he's out of a job. Like, he turned down so and so many million. Like, he could have stayed with San Francisco, but he opted out to get more money. But Cap was like, he's the draft. And like, he's not blackballed. A bunch of teams worked him out. Pretty much none of that is true. I'm going to read the open letter that Cap's representatives put out. This came out.
But did I get hired? Do I have a job?
October 10th. So this is 3 days ago. It was recorded before, like, once this podcast is released. So this is the open letter that Colin Kaepernick's representatives. I'm gonna read the letter. Just read it
so
off.
this was on Thursday. Yeah. All right.
Just released it. Yeah. It said there have been many false narratives in the media regarding Colin, and we believe that it's important to set the record straight. Again, nothing below is up to interpretation or debate. It's the truth and nothing else. I'm gonna read through the important ones in there. First question, is Colin still able to seek employment in the NFL after he filed a grievance? Yes, Eric Reed filed a grievance, and he's currently employed by an NFL team. So that's the first one. It says, has Colin been offered a job by the NFL? Now, this is the one where everybody's saying that he worked out with Baltimore, he worked out with Seattle. It's like, but here's what really happened. Yeah. He's like, no, not a single team has offered Colin a job since 2016, in which the year he began his peaceful protests. Has Colin ever had a workout with the NFL? No, not a single team brought him in for a workout.
Wait, for the cheap seats in the back, let's replay that. For the
not one single, out of 32 teams, not one of them brought him in and worked him out.
So we looking at you, Chicago Bears. Come on.
Hey,
let's do
especially that Trubisky's hurt. Bears could use another quarterback right now.
Right. I'm looking at you.
I'm just saying.
Come on, Chicago Bears.
I don't know how long Trubisky's going to be out, so yeah.
Bear down, come on.
You could bring Cap in, give him a look at least.
Exactly.
He says, has he had a workout? He says, no, not a single team brought Colin for a workout. Seattle brought him for a visit, but they didn't work him out. Afterwards, Pete Carroll said Colin is a starter in this league. So the coach of Seattle, who won a Super Bowl, said Colin is a starter in the league.
And he knows
Seattle's coach.
And he knows quality because Russell Wilson is their starter.
See, and that would have been a nice 1-2 punch to have Colin as the backup for Russell Wilson. Not bad. That'd have been a nice, but they didn't fucking work it. They didn't work him out though. They talked to him, but they didn't work him out.
But he said he's a starter, so I mean, so even he sees like his worth as a player, like.
Further said, no other NFL team has interviewed or worked out Colin in the past 3 seasons.
Baltimore was a damn lie then.
Despite the false statements of the media to the contrary.
That was all over. Baltimore Ravens was all over.
It said he was about to get signed. Like
yes,
that.
I remember seeing that. Yeah, he's about to get signed there. What was it? They said Ray Lewis.
Like, that
and
was
then they were making him.
Mess was going on.
They were making him tap dancing and doing all that. Yeah.
But Baltimore never even met with him, let alone worked him out, let alone almost signed him.
You see why we say follow the truth, because the lie, but you always say, the lie is more entertaining than the truth. Michael Jordan still owns prisons. I just keep on
a different Michael Jordan.
That's the lie that keeps on. Just won't die. He owns prisons. No, he doesn't.
Speaking of won't die, how many times is James Ingram going to die this year? Talking about false news. Rest in peace, James Ingram.
I saw a post about James Avery this morning. I kid you not.
You know who I saw yesterday?
I was like, he died in 2014.
You know who I saw yesterday?
What?
Gene Wilder.
I did too. I saw Gene Wilder.
Like, that was so many years ago with that. Yeah, it was like 3 years ago.
I think, because that was a big year. Yeah. That was a lot. A lot of people died in 2016.
So sad. Rest in peace, Willy Wonka. I was like, I thought who Johnny Depp died, like the other Willy Wonka, because Gene Wilder been died. It's like, that's where my mind went. I was like, oh shit, Johnny? No, y'all still talking about Gene Wilder. Yeah. Shit.
And you start thinking about like Silver Streak and
Silver Streak, the movies I know like
with
that.
Richard Pryor.
Stir Crazy. That's right. We bad.
See no evil, hear no evil.
That's another one. It had some classics in the 70s and 80s.
We're going back now with our ages. No, but okay, go
back to Colin's letter. Okay, where was I at?
About them saying that he didn't sign with he didn't get
Baltimore. Said that was the team that everybody claimed that was about to sign.
Claimed
never even met. Only team that even he even visited with was the Seahawks. Was Seattle, and their coach said, like matter of fact, he's a starter in this league. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe they just couldn't use him because I already have Russell Wilson. Yeah, Westbrook with the Houston Rockets, NBA. My bad. Yeah, Russell Wilson.
Yep.
And OKC used to be Seattle, so that's what Russell ties in. So,
it all works together. Supersonic.
it says, have you reached out to every team on Colin's behalf? I have reached out to all 32 teams about Colin's employment with little or no response about the opportunity. With little or no response from the teams about an opportunity for Colin. In 25 years, I've never seen anything like it.
So
he reached out to all 32 teams. Not a one responded.
So I just did some basic math because I like math. And if it's 32 teams, so he can't get a spot on 32 teams. So that's like about a 3% chance. Mm-hmm. So he can't, he can't. Come on.
But there's no collusion to keep him out of the league, though.
Come on.
Even though it's like way worse quarterbacks employed right now. I'm just saying. Has Colin demanded a specific salary in connection with his employment? No, that narrative is completely false. So like people saying he's asking for too much money. He probably would take the minimum at this point. Like he just wants to play.
I'm in a position to make a demand about money. And then, first of all, I haven't played in like
years.
What, 2.5 years?
3
years?
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah,
so
I haven't played in
3
years. So if I haven't worked in 3 years and I'm coming into the office like I'm demanding this is no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't.
100 mil guaranteed.
It doesn't work like that. No. Oh my gosh.
So what about Colin being a distraction with the 49ers? It says his coach Chip Kelly during the 2016 season said about Colin, he is zero distraction. In that same 2016 season, he also won, I'll skip over that one. Yeah, there's some award he won, but I'm hitting the highlights on it. Mm-hmm. Of course, like, does Colin still want to play? Like, we know, of course he does. We see him working out on his Instagram. Yeah, he's like, yes. He's been working out 5 days a week for 3 years in preparation to play again. So he's keeping himself. That's what because the video I like we posted is that you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. It was like showing him like hitting the weights and all of that. So Colin works out every day. Yeah, so if somebody does call him, he's ready. He ain't got to be like, okay, I'm out of shape. I got a not so good. Like Colin's ready. Yeah, he's ready to play right now. He's like, yeah.
Because you can tell, like we just said earlier, a little bit about preseason. You can tell when it's preseason because the players are a little bit like a half a step behind.
That's why you have preseason to
try and get your conditioning back.
That's why you have preseason.
Because you do like a little bit sloppy, you be a little bit behind, a little bit, but.
Okay, I'm going to hit a couple more of these. If Colin wants to play, why did he opt out of his 49ers contract? This is the big question I've been asking. Here's why he really opted out. Colin opted out after his conversation with the 49ers GM, John Lynch, who told Colin that they were going to cut him. So they were going to cut him anyway. That's why. So they said, we don't want, they did it so they didn't want to look bad. That's all that is. It's like, we're going to cut you anyway. We don't want to look like we're cutting you because of that. We just ready to move on, so we're gonna let you opt out, and you can sign elsewhere. That's basically what the GM for the 49ers said. Because they cut him, then of course, then the people would have been marching and protesting outside the 49ers stadium.
Like we all have
Levi Stadium. I'm trying to think of what's the name of it? Outside of Levi Stadium protesting and all of that.
That's the thing. No discrimination against race, creed, religious beliefs. It would have been that. Like HR would have been. And maybe it was because he had got benched. Maybe they were ready to move on. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Right. I won't say that the 49ers cut him because of the protest. Because earlier the coach said that he's zero distraction, but maybe they were just ready to move on. It's like we just part ways. It's like what you're entitled to do because it's like if you want to go in a different direction.
It's like when the Bulls traded Jimmy Butler a couple of years ago. Right. Like both of them it was mutual. He was ready to move on. The Bulls were ready to move on. Right. It was the same thing. Maybe they was just both ready to move on. So like we're probably gonna cut you anyway, so we'll let you opt out, so it won't look like we cutting you for that shit. So Colin didn't opt out. Like he was basically like kind of forced to opt out. Yeah, strong. They said we're gonna cut you anyway, so it'll look better if you opt out. And Colin said, "Okay." Like he could have just said, "Well, just cut me." He could have. Right. I want to see. Had the fist in there, like cut me, damn it.
Cut me. I'm trying to see something.
Yeah, he could have said, "Cut me. I'm trying to see something." It shows you the type of guy Colin is. He wasn't trying to bring heat on his GM. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll opt out. Since y'all gonna cut me anyway, I'll opt out. I'm trying. So it shows you Colin, he wasn't trying to bring any like negative attention. So it shows you he's a good dude. Right. He wasn't trying to bring that on. He's like, I'm trying to bring awareness to police brutality. I'm not trying to like hate on my GM and shit. Trying to make his life miserable. So they're gonna cut me anyway. I'll opt out. Okay.
I'll opt out and,
So it shows you the character he has.
And he didn't, and I bet in his mind, he probably thought that, well, somebody put me, he probably never in his wildest
prime,
dreams,
yeah. Like,
he never in his wildest dreams thought that
3 years later, like, no calls.
Would blackball him. He has been blackballed. He has. Yeah. You could try to spin it and try to flip it and say he's not, but when the president of the United States is saying this son of a bitch and calling him names and stuff, if the president
if you got the president insulting his man.
Come on.
Then you really like taking it too far.
Exactly. So we know what it is. Mm-hmm. So like we said, miss me with that bullshit.
Yeah, so that's most of the major, because as a whole, like I said, it's a long letter. I hit most of the major points.
So that's a synopsis of the letter.
And it said, he fits into most offenses. I'm just looking at him like quick hits right now. Yeah. Says he's still good enough to play. And they just provided a stat saying that, here's the average stats from like in 2016. Here's what Collins' stats were. And he was on
par.
Yeah, he was on par. Yeah.
Okay.
So he would fit in most offenses.
So he's not washed up as some of you tiki tortures like to say.
I'm looking at you, Laura Ingram.
Nah, he's not washed up. He's not past his prime. He's
looking at you, Jason Whitlock.
The fat man in the fedora is Charlotte calls it.
Mr. Fat Man in the fedora. Yeah, I don't even watch his show, but
he got some new hair now. He think that he doing something in his new hair.
He got the painted on shit.
Yes.
R. Kelly had. He hog tied on Gail's show.
It like the Marcus Graham from Boomerang. That's what it looks like. He got the Marcus.
Put the fucking fedora back on. Cause I'm sure the fedora looked less ridiculous than that. Just put the fedora on. Don't put that.
Don't put that shit on.
Don't paint that shit on. Yeah. Don't get the fucking arc. Don't get the Ray Lewis. Don't get the Stephen A. Smith.
And I'm speaking, yes, hashtag the old Steve Harvey, hashtag that. Like I'm going in hard. Please, men, don't do the man weaves. I've seen the videos of the man weaves. Just let it go. Bald is beautiful.
Or I'm going old school with it. Yeah, don't do the Carlos Boozer. He's the first one I saw do that shit. I was like, what's wrong with this dude? It became a meme and shit.
Like a kid doll.
I think I started the hashtag Amnesty Boozer after that. It was before that, but still. Why I'm telling you when the lie is more entertaining. I put the Amnesty Boozer up right after that game. You get amnesty because of that. Anyway, you walk out in public looking like that, you don't deserve to be in the league.
My thing, what if it rains?
Colin Kaepernick didn't do that shit.
That's what I said, what if it rains? So then what?
Exactly.
Like with Cliff Silicone show. Yeah, nice, was it? Just don't go out in the rain.
Theo and Cockroach had their fake mustaches on. At least they were teenagers, right. So it made sense.
Not grown,
not 50-year-old man trying to look young. Yeah.
Like, I bet you have a young girlfriend. Is that what it is? You got a young girlfriend.
She told you look good with hair.
Like, you better stop. You better stop. But
that's the gist of what the whole captain said. Yeah, like, nope, none of those teams worked him out.
He didn't
opt out. He was asked to opt out because they were going to cut him anyway.
And here's my little segue with this. To tie it, I'm surprised that hasn't been an SVU episode with a football player or an athlete or whatever. If they want to change it up to make it not be so obvious,
it's just like with If I Did It with O.J. Simpson, they made him a baseball player on the show.
I'm surprised at SVU. So SVU writers, are you just not trying to touch that yet? Because one controversial
scared of touching that shit
that they did just touch on the latest episode when I watched it because I wanted to talk about it on the podcast. They it said ripped from the headlines. They touched the Jussie Smollett. They did that on SVU on their last episode.
So did the guy say he wanted to be a gay Biggie in that? Is that what he said?
No, yes.
Since you say he's switching it up and shit.
Biggie.
Switch
a gay
it up.
raccoon.
I'm trying to be a gay RS1.
A gay RS1.
They're gonna switch it up. I would have done that just to troll.
Just to make it be over the top.
That's the troll. I didn't say that.
Might as well just be over the top with it. No, but in the story, the guy, he wasn't an actor. He was just a singer. He wasn't an actor. So they did change that a little bit.
And Jussie does sing, which is why he put him on Empire. His character sang.
Right. And they switched it a little bit because in the episode, it was actually real black men who were gay being assaulted, like being targeted.
They made it a thing, okay.
And assaulted.
Whereas the Jussie shit just came out of
nowhere. But the Jussie one, because I think that they said TMZ was going to out him or something in the episode. So then to get ahead of it, then he faked and then he piggybacked.
So they switched a lot of.
Yeah, he piggybacked on that.
Jussie's been openly gay for years.
Exactly, yeah. They switched a little bit. Yeah, they switched it a little bit.
Season 1 of Empire, the episodes that started off with Lucius throwing him in the trash because he came out in women's clothing. Like that's how they. That's how episode 1 of Empire. His young son.
And then he tiptoed around, and then by the end of season 1, then after he came out and said he was gay, but
people pretty much knew
he did like dance around it for a minute. But yeah, they changed it up a little bit. So then, because that crime was actually happening, like it was gay black men who actually were being targeted, and because stuff was going to come out about him, he just was like, well, I'll just say I got beat up too, so then that way I can come out, So then he faked the thing or whatever.
That's what he said. He's going to be a gay Biggie Small.
Yeah. So, like, if you guys want to watch it, watch it on your streaming services or on the...
I'll pass. I have Hulu, but I'm not watching that.
I watched it on Hulu because, I had to. I was like, I wanted to watch this for shits and giggles.
I haven't watched SVU in at least 5-6 years. I gave up on that show years ago.
They had a couple of gems in between that were because I haven't watched it full time in years, but
I haven't watched an episode of that shit in years.
But the one where they did,
the closest I watched is when they did some of the crossover with the Chicago shows.
Oh yeah,
and that was silly because they had to shoehorn away okay, the girl was murdered in New York, and then the killer came to Chicago. So then, so now the special victims unit team has to team up with the Chicago Police Department to find this guy. So it was convoluted how they got these crossovers.
Right.
They did a couple of them, and every one of them was like that. It's it was started in New York, and then Liv would be like, wait a minute, the guy's in Chicago. I guess we're on a plane to Chicago, and then they show Voight on the next scene, hey, welcome to Chicago.
I like his voice.
He's a cool dude.
So I like his voice. It's who is that with the gravelly voice? Because I don't. I guess I need to go on Hulu and watch the old seasons and catch up.
I'm a big fan of Chicago PD.
Yeah. It looks good, so maybe that's not doing my.
Out of the 3 Chicago shows, they canceled Chicago Justice because they didn't put me on it. I was in the pilot, but
hashtag you put Oz in, maybe the show would last it.
But out of the 3, PD is the best. Fire and Med, probably because cop shows is better. And then there hasn't been that many fire shows, and then hospital shows is I'm kind of ER and
Chicago Hope
and what's the Grey's Anatomy. I'm kind of
way back. I'm kind of
over
way
hospital
back.
shows.
Yeah.
So that one, even though I was in the pilot, the backdoor pilot of that one, that's where they did an episode of Chicago Fire where somebody blew up the hospital, and I'm one of the guys in the hospital that gets blown up. Even though we survived though, but yeah. So yeah, I'm in that too. So now it's a backdoor pilot to introduce the cast of Chicago.
You look real close.
Men,
you may see eyes in the same. You look real close.
You see me with I had the blood on my face. Yeah, I'm in the
scene. Just look real close for eyes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, PD. You should probably go back. That's the best one. It's like the old cop shows from back in the day, like a New York Undercover or Law and Order. It's it's good like those to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. SVU before it fell off.
It's but you know why I used to like watching on Nick and I used to like watching Dragnet.
Okay.
People are gonna laugh at me, yeah, but I would watch it with Mom, and then the guy what's his name, Joe Friday. Yeah, because the way he was just hi and. He was just always so cool, the way he taught. So I liked it.
You're going to laugh at this. You know when I first really got into Dragnet?
When?
Was when they did the 80s movie instead of it with Dan Aykroyd. Then I went back and looked at the show. Yeah, because I like the Dan Aykroyd played Friday. Yeah. And then I started discovering okay, yeah, the show was on there. Because I liked the movie. It was funny.
And What's Call was funny because he was silly, Get Smart. I like Get Smart.
Oh, yeah. Wowzers.
Yeah. Tennessee Tuxedo,
Inspector Gadget. Yeah. He did a lot of characters. Rest in peace, Don Adams.
Yes. The legend. But
Chumley.
But yeah, check out the Jussie Smollett episode.
Or not. It's up to you.
No, it's good. It's good shits and giggles. The way that they were just doing it was shits and giggles.
There's so much I'm behind on.
It was. Mm-hmm. But I would say just watch that for lightheartedness. And then, before we touch the big, I know it's been
A lot of shit this week.
A heavy one. But before we touch the heavy, congratulations to Simone Biles.
Hey, the GOAT.
She got her 25th medal.
The GOAT. She's the GOAT.
So she's only 22. I think she has 25 medals now. So
she's the GOAT, man.
Yeah. Because that triple, double, the Biles
she
2.
Is the GOAT.
The Biles 2, yeah.
Jordan's the GOAT at basketball. Tiger's the GOAT at golf. Serena's the GOAT at tennis. Like Simone Biles the GOAT at gymnastics. She is. It's like,
that girl is amazing.
Usain Bolt's the GOAT as the running. Yeah, it's like this is all black excellence. And I just why they name baseball and football because it's probably not black excellence. Hey, Saray, I'm rooting for everybody black right now. Because good football is not anybody black right now. Yeah. It's some great football players, but like probably the top spot, I'm not going to say who it is because y'all don't like him very much.
Oh, yeah. Well,
he's probably the GOAT as far as football goes.
Don't like him.
Baseball, I don't know. It could be anybody. I don't know. I stopped watching baseball years ago.
I've never been a fan of baseball.
Fuck it. Barry Bonds, now he was juicing. You're not going to give him no props.
Ken Griffey Jr.?
Griffey was good.
Maybe somebody like that.
A-Rod, maybe. I'm just thinking of guys now. I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, they're about to marry J-Lo, so.
A-Rod won.
So he wins again. He's about to marry J-Lo, so you win again, buddy.
Those other sports, though. So, and boxing can go a number of directions. Is it Ali? Is it Floyd? It's like, it's still like, it could go in a number of directions with boxing, like who's the GOAT, yeah. Ali's before my time, but I would say Ali because he was the greatest. Yeah,
and just the charismatic and
Floyd kind of channeled his inner Ali because like he was charismatic too.
He changed the whole way that they did things, and even it filtered over into wrestling because even Ric Flair said that he imitated
everybody. Like Ric Flair, Charles Barkley imitated Ali. Like, listen to the way these people talk.
Yeah,
so they all grew up listening to Muhammad Ali. So they said they all ripped him off pretty much.
Yeah. He basically was the James Brown of boxing. Everybody stole from him. So,
yeah, they all ripped him off. Yeah. It's like, I want to be that dude. Yeah.
Because just like the way like he was showy and charismatic, he was handsome. And he talked shit, but he backed it up, like saying like, that's a hell of a thing. I'm gonna predict where I'm gonna knock you out. That's arrogant as hell, but I mean, it would work. It worked. It worked, though. But Simone Biles doing the damn thing.
Simone is the GOAT.
So
and only 22 years old, so that means, like, she still got a lot of gymnastics left in her.
I will be watching the Tokyo Olympics next year. I will be watching it. With Ariana, we will be watching it because when they show the commercial for the Tokyo Olympics, they show Simone, and she was twisting, and Ariana was like, wow, mommy, she's awesome. She's amazing.
I'm going to have to put Ariana in gymnastics, maybe?
I may have to because the way that she was just
is
like...
Is Ariana a future Jessie White tumbler?
She might be.
Maybe.
Because the way her eyes got just big just watching. Like, her eyes just got so big watching Simone Biles, and she was just so captivated by her. So I'm like... Representation matters. When you see someone who looks like you on the TV.
Might have to get her so she can be in the Jessie White tumbler someday. Might have to get her some gymnastics lessons.
She likes to hop around. She does like
there
to
it is. She got a lot of energy.
She has a lot of energy. So mommy going to do something. But representation matters with that. So congratulations, Miss Simone Biles, on doing the damn thing. Black girl magic.
The GOAT.
But before like I said, I want to do the pleasant before we get to the bad thing that happened. Just on the 12th, what happened in Texas? Did you see the story about that?
Oh, this must have just happened then.
It just happened.
I was out of town.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were.
So I wouldn't. I had my phone, but I wasn't. I was distracted. I just put it like that.
Okay. Another person was shot and killed in their home in Texas. In Fort Worth.
What the fuck is going on in Texas, man?
Fort Worth, Texas. A 28-year-old black woman by the name of Atatiana Jefferson. She was in her home, and she was shot and killed in her bedroom through her window. What happened was her neighbor called non-emergency number, because her neighbor saw her light on and her door was open. And he said, it's not like my neighbor for her door to be left open. It was like middle of the night, maybe like 2:20 in the morning. He was like, he called the non-emergency number. Just, can you just check and see and just make sure my neighbor's okay? Because I don't like the way that looks. Her light is on, her door is open, and she's not careless like that. Wellness check. It was just supposed to be a wellness check, just to make sure that she was okay.
I'm like, I don't leave my just door propped open randomly.
Exactly. At 2-something in the morning.
At any time. It's just,
right. Especially at that time, at 2-something in the morning. But the police and like on the body cam, this is like the most chilling thing. And I watch it and I wish. I
definitely didn't see this for.
And I wish I would not have watched it now. Well, I mean, I had to watch it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just watching it just makes you so angry watching it, because the guy comes in and then he comes in, they're like looking, they're just doing normal stuff, looking around, you know, the house, looking around, you know, come around the side looking. And then he just goes to the window, looks in her bed and then, you know, police, put your hands up. And then in 0.6 seconds after that, he starts firing. If you give me a command, put your hands up. Give me, like, less than a second after he said, put your hands up, then he just starts shooting. Less than a second later. And then the way that the police wrote the report, they're like, after she was shot, the officers on site, they did try to administer first aid to her, but then they wrote, she succumbed to her injuries at the scene.
Bro,
and
shot her.
I'm like, she did not succumb. You murdered that woman. Like, you were just coming to do it.
You think?
How the hell does doing...
She succumbed to gunshots, you think?
How the hell does doing a wellness check turn to you getting shot and killed in your own house, in your bedroom? And the most chilling part, they said that she was in there with her 8-year-old nephew. She was babysitting her 8-year-old nephew. They were playing video games. Like, maybe, like I said, it was like on the weekend, so... You know, like maybe, okay, I'm bored. Let's play some video games, baby. You know, you playing video games with your nephew. And then they said that she got up to look out the window.
And who knows? I said the nephew could have been one that left the door open, like, you know, like distracted. That's probably what happened.
Right.
The kid might have ran outside and forgot to close the door or something like that. So that's probably how that happened to begin with. The nephew might have left the door open.
And then, like, the way that because they said that, you know, like, once she saw them outside, like, if I see somebody creeping outside my bedroom window, you're going to look and see, because...
Who was that?
Who was that? But then after it, they said that the police released the body cam video, but then it's parts of the video that are edited, heavily edited. So it's like, give us the raw footage. Stop editing shit out. I want to see the full take. Why are you going to edit it out? That's like my thing. And then they tried to, like, cover their ass by saying that, in, like, one of the still photos that they had, it was a gun, and it was, like, blurred out the gun. So they're trying to say a gun was, but it's like, it's like, Texas, a lot of people have guns in Texas. So if I'm in my house with my gun, that's not illegal. Chicago, if I have a gun in my house, it's not illegal for me to have a gun in my house. If I'm a licensed card carrier, if I'm licensed and everything, it's not illegal for me to have a gun in my house.
Yeah, when you're in your house, you can do what you want pretty much, as long as you're not pointing it at anybody.
Right. So I'm thinking that that's where they may be trying to go. That might be like their defense for him to try to help cover their ass about, well, if he saw, because they said that he felt like he had imminent danger. And it's like, how do you have imminent danger? This woman is in the house playing video games with her nephew. How do you feel like you have imminent danger with that? You just pull a trigger and kill a 28-year-old woman. And now, like I said, they won't release the officer's name. They haven't released his name, but we know he's a white male. We know that. And he just...
Well, that name's going to get out.
As of right now, because it's still very new. As of right now, all we know is that he's a white male.
Somebody's going to leak it.
Leak it. And they said that he's on administrative leave as of now. So that means that this man's still getting paid. So he's on administrative leave. And they said that he just started working as of April of 2018. So then my next question becomes this, because I'm tired of seeing our young brothers and sisters being gunned down. I'm tired of seeing this. I'm just so over this right now. It's like, at this point, Like, you think that you're doing the right thing because, like, the neighbor is feeling extreme guilt because he's like, had I not called, then she would still be alive. But he thought he was doing the right thing. You had a neighbor concerned. You know your neighbor's habits. Her door is open. I'm calling non-emergency just to do a wellness to make sure that nothing happened.
Yeah, wellness check. Yeah.
He thought he was doing the right thing. So now the neighbor feels extreme guilt about even calling.
It's not the neighbor's fault.
Exactly. Exactly. But I mean, he feels that guilt now. He feels it now, the neighbor. But it's like, as us people who look like us, how do we bridge the gap with our law enforcement? Because, like, if we're seeing our brothers and sisters,
definitely a problem that needs to be fixed.
Right, being killed, do we even trust, like, I mean, we're supposed to be able to trust and go to police, like, you're supposed to be able to protect and serve us, but if I think you're going to kill me, am I even going to talk to you? Like, how do we fix that?
It's definitely a problem that needs to be fixed.
It's a problem that has to be addressed, and we can't keep on ignoring and saying that it's not a problem, because it seems like if black people are involved in this situation,
it's a police problem.
The police
That's
pull the
side
trigger.
it's on. Yes, the police is a police problem. It's not on with these latest cases. It's like people just sitting in their home chilling. Like, it's a police problem.
Right, you're in your house.
That's the side that needs to be fixed.
Like, your house is supposed to be your safe. Like, your house is your castle. You're supposed to be safe in your home, and you should not be afraid to be in your home. Like, you shouldn't be like, is somebody going to come and shoot me in my house? If police going to come and shoot me in my house? You
mentioned about the edited video and covering up evidence. I know you saw the cover up. They released this now, about Laquan McDonald. 16 officers were involved in this cover up now. 16. Because, like, they released a report, formerly confidential report.
Wasn't he shot 16 times?
16 times, yeah.
Okay, like, this number 16, I'm not liking this number. I'm not liking this number, okay.
And Laquan wasn't much older than 16 himself. He was 17.
Yeah, he was 17, so he was a child. Don't try to flip it and say this, like, they try to make it like his man. No, he wasn't a man. He was a 17-year-old child. He was somebody's child.
But the Chicago Inspector General revealed that several officers committed numerous ethical and internal violations in order to cover up the former officer Jason Van Dyke's shooting of Laquan McDonald, including giving false statements to exaggerate the threat McDonald posed. We saw the video when it eventually came out. He was walking the other way.
Yeah, first of all, he had a box curtain, and then he was walking the other way. So if you're an officer with a gun, even if you're walking towards you with a box, you have a box skirt. I have a gun. Am I going to really be threatened
Before
by
that
you?
video came out, they said that he lunged at him, but when we saw it, it's like, no, he was going that way. Yeah, he was trying to get away from you shooting his ass.
And then you shot him 16 times. Not once to try to, like, stop him, to try to deter him. You emptied out 16 times. That's
then covered the shit up. Now the reports came out that 16 officers were involved in this cover up. So, like, what's going to happen to those officers now? Or what about Van Dyke himself? Are they going to additional charges against him now? Like, what's going to happen now? Yeah.
That's all type of illegal stuff, because you took, is it an oath that police take to be on? Do they have an oath like the doctors? Like the doctors take the Hippocratic oath? Do they do it? Do the police have something where they, like, be like, I'm supposed to do this and, but just the cover-ups is, like, what I don't like. I don't like the whole, it just stinks. Like that requirement, like that bothers, because, like, the fact that they have it in our home.
Yeah, that's the one that
happened in our home.
Because it's, like, right here. Not that far from,
in our city, right here in our city. Yeah. And then, like I said, the stuff going on in Texas now. And like I said, and then, like, the whole, everything that's just swirling that, like, Amber Geiger gets 10 years. Joshua Brown, who's the young man's name, because we couldn't think of it last week, he was killed, like, a week after the verdict. And then now they're trying to say that it was drug, like, he was selling drugs, and allegedly he was moving so much of this marijuana. And these people drove all the way from Louisiana to do a drug deal.
Story I heard, it was gang related, is what I heard. So,
but they're like, but he had a fear about being shot. So it's like, so if he's like this big drug lord or whatever that you guys are claiming that he is, and shit just don't add up to me. I don't, this whole thing just stinks.
Highly suspicious.
It's very suspicious. But my thing going back with, and I say, I'm sure, like, yeah, don't release that officer's name who murdered Atatiana Jefferson. We wouldn't want his name to get out. Nudge, nudge.
Hopefully it'll be out by the time this is out.
Right. If we know any people, if you're a hacker.
Oh, and if it's out, and I'm tagging it in the.
If you're a hacker, I'm just saying.
The name is getting tagged.
I'm just saying.
Definitely.
If you know how to do some things, you know how to access certain stuff, I'm just saying. The public has a right to know about that. But they said that he's been in office since April 2018. Now, I'm not going to be like, because you're a new officer and you shouldn't be out with. But my thing is,
he clearly wasn't trained properly.
What type of training are we giving these officers? Let's start there, because like, to kill a snake, you gotta cut off the head. So let's cut off the head of the snake. Let's cut off the head of the snake right now. So what kind of training are officers being given? I'm not, if anybody is an officer of the law, please chime in. Please educate me, because I want to know, like, what is the training? What is the proper training? Because it seems like with any job, especially a job of that magnitude, you have to have extensive hours of training. You have to be trained properly, because if you are an officer, I get that you are putting your life on the line every day when you go out there in these streets, because you're the first line of defense when you go out there to serve the public. But in doing that also, you have to be able to make snap, quick judgments at a moment's notice. So you have to know that if somebody like Tamir Rice had a BB gun and you shot and killed him, it was a BB gun.
He had a toy gun, basically.
Right, you have to be able to make a moment's notice. You have to be able to make these snap decisions, in that you have to be able to do it and process it and be able to look at yourself in the mirror every day and go home and go to sleep. Because I know if I killed an innocent person, I couldn't go home and go to sleep and I could never sleep again.
Yeah, that would haunt me.
It would. I just couldn't go to sleep and just act unbothered by it. I just couldn't. So let's start there. Let's look at the training and see. Let's look at some of these senior officers and stuff who are covering up things, who are hiding evidence. Let's look at them. Let's air out the whole precinct. Let's do that. Let's air out. Let's find the bad apples, because I'm not saying all cops are bad. All cops are not bad. They're not. Like, we have people who are law enforcement. They're our family.
Yeah.
Like, we know people, friends of ours.
I have friends. I have former students of mine that are law enforcement.
And we're not saying that all police are bad. However, like, you can't expect people to snitch on gang members if you can't even snitch on your person who working this desk over here. You can't expect me to snitch on, shout out Tekashi 6ix9ine, who snitched on everybody.
Yikes.
Right. He told everything.
Saw Jim Jones and he want to talk about that shit on the Breakfast Club. So they asked him, what about this Tekashi? He said, I'm not talking about that.
I'm not talking about
and they asked him again. He's like, no, nope. I'm not talking about that.
All right, move on.
He even addressed that Tekashi 6ix9ine nonsense.
But it's like, you can't say that, we need to do this, and then you're not leading by example, showing what you're doing, because you're hiding stuff too. Then the other part that I keep on reiterating, and I hope that this actually becomes a thing, you people with you kill us unarmed black people, innocent unarmed black people. Usually you don't get, like, the Amber guy or even getting 10 years. That's shocking, because most of the time they don't even get no type of time.
See.
Yeah, most of the time they don't get no time. So then it's like basically what you get is, the city is just going to pay the family a $1 million settlement or a $2 million settlement, whatever the case may be. But when you pay out these settlements, you're paying out tax dollars, and the taxpayers, who's the taxpayers? We are. We're the taxpayers. So Laquan McDonald, like the settlements family, we had to pay for it because we're Chicago taxpayers. Sandra Bland's family, like Texas, where she was murdered in.
Yep.
They paid her out. I think like $1.2 million or something like that. Her family, and So my thing is, and I keep on reiterating, instead of punishing us, the taxpayers, and then you're going to have to, because
police pension, you mentioned
that's
that.
That's why I mentioned that, because like to pay out, you're going to have to keep on robbing Peter to pay Paul, because if you take away from this, then it's like, now we had to pay out this large tax bill, so now we got to make up this difference. So what we're going to do, we're going to raise property taxes. We're going to put a tax on water now. We're going to put a tax on gas. We're going to put a tax
on sugar. Shout out Tony Preckwinkle.
Yeah, sugar, Queen Sugar. We're going to tax we're going to tax air next. You breathe, we're going to tax your air. That's what we're going to do.
We saw they did raise gas taxes.
They did.
Yep. On July 1st.
Yep. Well, I know why they had to do that. But
Illinois did raise it.
Yeah. But re-tax like liquor some more, tax that some more, whatever. Lottery tickets, tax that some more, whatever they do to just keep on to make up that payment. So instead of doing that, like I said, I've been a person who always said, let's pull out the police pension. They put money into a pension. So if you're doing all these killings,
it should come off the entire fund.
These unjust killings.
Like pick a percentage and it takes out and that comes out of everybody's pay. So that way everybody loses money. So we're going to give 20% of the police fund to the victim's family. So that means everybody loses 20% of their police pension. Make it like that so they all suffer. So then people start talking then.
People start talking or people stop being so itchy, trigger fingers. Because then, like, if I'm like, if
somebody takes 20% of your money away, you're going to be pissed.
Exactly. I can't afford you to take 20% of my retirement fund. I can't. I can't. So I'm just saying, like, it has to be penalties for this behavior. But hashtag say her name, justice for Atatiana Jefferson. Just really a sad. I mean, I know I'm sorry to bring down the podcast, but I mean, that just really it really just bothered me just seeing that. I'm like, not another person in Texas. What is going on? Like, you can't even call the police and think that you're doing the right thing to. It's like, what is going on? It's just scary.
Justice for Atatiana Jefferson.
Yes.
Let's get it trending.
Tired of making people hashtags, though. I'm tired of it. Like, let's show some restraint, officers. Let's show some control. Like, you need to make your better judgments about, is this really an unsafe thing? Oh, it's 2:30 in the morning and I'm looking at someone's bedroom. Most people are asleep at 2:30 in the morning. Or if you are awake, you might be watching TV. Chances are you're not really, doing anything.
I'm reading about the story now.
Chances are you're not really doing anything. If you're in your house, you're just kind of winding down. You're kind of
Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah, I'm reading through it now.
Yeah, you're kind of in chill mode.
I was out of, I was pretty much off social media. Sometimes you just take breaks from the shit. That's all.
Get it.
So I was off. I was out of town. I was off of it for the weekend. Okay, yeah, we definitely gonna go there then with this story. Anything else, kid?
No, that's all I got.
Well, let's wrap it up on that one then. Thanks for listening to Not Another Damn Podcast. Ending the show, the podcast on a downer, but you got to do what you got to do. If you like what we are doing, then show us some love. Like our Facebook fan page, Not Another Damn Podcast. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey, Tasha.
Also, get at us on YouTube, audio only, video eventually coming. And if you have an Alexa device, you can listen to us on there as well. And you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram and Twitter, Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. And under construction, these damn radio stations, OzRadio.net. And if you want the classics from the 90s and 2K, OzRadio.net, the bomb.
And you can check me out, MSIMAH626 on Instagram and on Twitter. Also, STR8GULLEY1 on Twitter.
Yeah.
STR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
There it is. I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And we will talk to you later.
Bye.